This video is how to pitch long-term time-lapse.
Or as I like to call it, how to think like a business person before you think like an artist. One of the biggest challenges of being a creative professional is getting clients to understand the value of the content that you create. It's particularly difficult because they're not artists, they're not creative, they don't understand all the nuances and the hard work that it takes to produce content of the quality that you make. And they don't understand always how it's different from much cheaper offerings. And it can be really hard to go in and meet with a client and try and pitch them on the value and convince them that it's worth paying money for that high quality creative output. And pitching long-term time-lapse is the same as pitching any other creative endeavor. That is, you need to understand what the customer wants and what their needs are and where you can provide value to them in order to be able to pitch it effectively. That is, you need to think like a business person and ask, how am I going to meet their needs first? And then secondly, as an artist, how does what I create overlap with their needs and how can I provide the best value to them?
The key is to understand the who of the customer and why they would be interested in long-term time-lapse. Now, breaking down this piece of who they are as an organization, as well as an individual and their pain points and their needs is going to be critical for you to be able to provide the value to them, and also critical in getting the workflow of their organization so that once you provide the long-term time-lapse services, the value is actually being delivered.
Pitching to a marketing department of a construction company, of course, is going to look quite different to pitching to, say, a project manager. For the marketing department, you're going to go in there and present the marketing value. So of course, they will value the long-term time-lapse video at the end of the project. That's probably the main thing they're looking for. But then you can also provide value to the marketing department through the whole project. The photos are uploaded, they have access to hundreds to thousands of photos from every stage of the project. They can pick and choose any of them to use in their marketing material, social media, flyers, and the like. They can embed a latest photo link on their website that always refreshes with the latest photo, so visitors to the website can see where the project's at. They can get videos for their monthly stakeholder meetings. If there's investors from overseas, they can give the gallery URL to those investors. They can log in and see where their investment is at any time in the building project. So there's a whole range of value that you would pitch if you were pitching to the marketing department.
That's exactly right. And another example would be a project manager. And they care about vastly different things than the marketing department. They don't necessarily care nearly as much about the final product. What they care about is the real-time information and all the different value that that provides. In the time-marked photos that you can look at and see historically to settle disputes, to make sure it was actually raining on that day when clients weren't working, and can build trust between subcontractors where maybe they've been burned in the past, and now they actually can have more accountability and can actually trust that things are getting done on time, under budget. The key is to consider who the decision maker is and whose opinion matters. So if you're dealing with a marketing department and they're on board, they want long-term time-lapse, but the decision maker is a project manager, then that means that you need to have the project manager understand the value as well as the marketing department. So you need to understand whose opinion matters in order to successfully deliver the value.
But whoever you're pitching to, there is one underlying principle that is important to keep in mind when pitching long-term time-lapse, and that is, don't just pitch the final video at the end. You are offering something that has recurring value through the life of the project. Photos are being uploaded every day. You're getting a photo record of every single stage of the project. There's a gallery that people from all over the world can log into and look at those photos for all different kinds of purposes. And so go in ready to pitch the value of an ongoing monthly service and not just the value of a time-lapse video at the end of the project. So to summarize, to encapsulate it all in one principle, it's think like a business and not like an artist first. That is, work out what they need and go in and meet those needs, and then provide the high quality artistic content as well.